The American dream now costs $4.4 million over a lifetime, and 73% of Americans will never afford it. That number just hit me like a freight train when I saw the latest research. We're not talking about living like a Kardashian here. We're talking about the basic middle-class dream our parents promised us. You know the one. House with a white picket fence, 2 kids, college educations, and a comfortable retirement. But here's where it gets crazy. The math behind this number reveals something nobody wants to admit about modern America. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your paycheck feels like it's shrinking every month, even when you get raises. Let me break down these numbers for you, because once you see them, you can't unsee them. So what exactly goes into this $4.4 million price tag? The Consumer Expenditure Survey just dropped their 2026 data, and it's honestly shocking. Let's start with housing, because that's where most of your money disappears. The median home price hit $487,000 this year. But wait, that's not the real cost. When you factor in a 30-year mortgage at current rates, you're looking at $847,000 total. That's including interest, property taxes, insurance, and basic maintenance. And that's for a median home, not some McMansion. Now add utilities, repairs, and the inevitable kitchen renovation. Boom. Housing alone costs $1.2 million over 30 years. But housing is just the beginning. Let's talk about kids, because apparently they're expensive little humans. The USDA estimates it costs $267,000 to raise one child from birth to 18. That's not including college. And here's the kicker. Most families want 2 kids, so we're at $534,000 just for the basics. Diapers, food, clothes, healthcare, activities. But wait, there's more. College costs have absolutely exploded. 4 years at a public university now averages $127,000 per child. Private? Try $287,000 per kid. Let's be conservative and say public school. That's another $254,000 for 2 kids. What about transportation? Americans spend an average of $67,000 on cars every decade. That includes purchasing, insurance, gas, maintenance, repairs. Over a 40-year working life, that's $268,000. And we haven't even talked about retirement yet. Financial advisors say you need 10 to 12 times your final salary saved for retirement. If you're making $75,000 at retirement, you need $900,000 minimum. But here's what nobody tells you. That $900,000 needs to be in today's purchasing power. With inflation, you actually need about $1.8 million saved. Add it all up. $1.2 million for housing, $534,000 for raising kids, $254,000 for college, $268,000 for transportation, $1.8 million for retirement. We're at $4.56 million. Throw in healthcare, food, clothing, and basic living expenses, easily $4.4 million over a lifetime. But here's where this gets really interesting. The median household income in America is $70,000. After taxes, that's about $56,000 take home. Over 40 working years, that's $2.24 million total income. See the problem? The American dream costs twice what the average American family will ever earn. So how did we get here? This isn't just inflation, it's a fundamental shift in the economy. Let me show you something that'll blow your mind. In 1970, the median home price was $17,000. The median income was $8,734. So a house cost 1.95 times annual income. Today, houses cost 6.9 times annual income. College tuition has increased 1,200% since 1980, while wages increased only 230%. Healthcare costs have tripled as a percentage of income. The American dream isn't just more expensive, it's systematically become unaffordable for most people. But wait, here's the part that really gets me. The financial industry keeps pushing the same old advice. Save 10% of your income, max out your 401k, buy index funds. But when your entire paycheck barely covers current expenses, how exactly are you supposed to save for a $4.4 million lifestyle? It's like telling someone drowning to swim harder. The math simply doesn't work anymore. Here's what's really happening behind the scenes. Asset prices have inflated far beyond wage growth because of monetary policy. When interest rates stayed near zero for over a decade, it created asset bubbles in housing, stocks, and education. The wealthy who own assets got richer. Everyone else who depends on wages got relatively poorer. It's not that you're bad with money. The game changed while you were playing by the old rules. Now, does this mean the American dream is dead? Not necessarily, but it does mean the traditional path is broken for most people. Here's what actually works in 2026. First, forget the median lifestyle. The median is unaffordable. Instead, optimize for the 80-20 rule. Focus on the 20% of spending that delivers 80% of the happiness. Second, housing hack. Buy the cheapest livable house in the best school district. Or consider house hacking. Rent out rooms to offset mortgage costs. Third, education arbitrage. Community college plus state university can cut college costs by 60%. Consider trade schools. Electricians average $87,000 annually with no student debt. Fourth, transportation efficiency. Buy reliable used cars and drive them until they die. A $8,000 Honda Civic that lasts 10 years beats a $35,000 new car payment. Fifth, retirement reality check. You might not need $1.8 million if you're strategic. Geographic arbitrage. Retire in lower-cost areas. Consider international retirement. Your dollars stretch further in Portugal or Thailand. Sixth, income diversification. The days of single income security are over. Side hustles, rental income, dividend stocks, multiple income streams are essential. But here's the most important insight. This isn't about being cheap or giving up your dreams. It's about being strategic in an economy that's fundamentally different from your parents' generation. The old middle-class path, work hard, save 10%, buy a house, was designed for an economy where wages grew with productivity. That economy doesn't exist anymore. So what can you actually do? First, run your own numbers. Calculate what your version of the American dream costs. Then work backwards to see what income and savings rate you'd need. Most people are shocked when they see the real math. Second, consider alternative paths. Maybe the dream is a smaller house but more travel, or urban living with no car, or early retirement with a lower spending lifestyle. Third, optimize for income growth. In this economy, your biggest asset is your earning potential. Invest in skills that pay. Learn high-income skills. Switch jobs strategically. Job hoppers earn 50% more over their careers. Fourth, understand tax optimization. The wealthy don't just earn more, they keep more through tax strategies. Max out all tax-advantaged accounts. Consider real estate for depreciation benefits. Understand capital gains versus ordinary income. Fifth, think in decades, not years. Compound returns are still powerful, but you need higher savings rates and longer time horizons. Starting at 22 versus 32 can mean the difference between financial freedom and working until you die. Look, I'm not trying to depress you, but understanding the real numbers is the first step to beating them. The American dream isn't impossible. It just requires a completely different strategy than what worked 30 years ago. The families who thrive in 2026 are the ones who acknowledge reality and adapt accordingly. They're not following their parents' playbook. They're writing their own. The bottom line, $4.4 million is the new reality. But reality doesn't have to be your destiny if you're willing to play a different game. The question isn't whether you can afford the traditional American dream. It's whether you can create your own version that actually works in today's economy. If this helped you understand the real numbers behind modern financial planning, smash that like button and subscribe for more honest money talk. Because the financial industry won't tell you this stuff. But I will.